Hi there. So I thought I'd just give you a quick message because this morning I thought what I'll speak about in today's vlog is how I suppose dementia has affected obviously my father, and in light of these COVID-stricken times, how that actually has made things obviously significantly worse. And obviously I do appreciate that, you know, it's really difficult for a lot of people, but I just thought I'd just give you a little insight into where my dad was about a year ago compared to where he is now. So this has all sort of been triggered in my mind from a message that I received from one of his carers this morning, who sent a photograph of my dad playing table tennis. And now my dad was always quite keen and into sport. He used to play tennis, he used to play football when he was much younger, and then obviously as time grew on he was much less active, had a very unhealthy lifestyle, and that sort of brought on his type 2 diabetes, and the type 2 diabetes has brought on his dementia. And one of the things which I've spoken about in previous vlogs is how dementia has affected his mobility quite significantly, because the brain doesn't send signals apparently down to the nerve endings in your feet, so it then results in him shuffling his feet, being much less physically active, and that obviously has other kind of consequences as well, and which you can't force somebody to kind of go out if they're then sort of struggling to walk, and he needs a lot of assistance with his carers from going from A to B. So one of the things that we try to do is to try to encourage him to go out and join activities, and it's a bit of a problem I think with some of the older generation, that they struggle to find things to go to. So we were scouring through various lists and whatever. Long story short, we found a dementia group which is quite local to him, run by the former, I think she's the former mayor of Barnet, and spoke to her about my father. He's got a slightly difficult personality in the sense that he's very resistant to trying anything new, and that's not a dementia problem, that's sort of just a general personality issue, but I think it's probably been slightly exacerbated by his dementia. And so encouraging him to go to one of these sessions was one issue in itself. Making sure that he had the care staff going with him, because obviously he actually physically needs to get there. That was another issue which we sorted, but we just about started to get him to go. He was a little bit resistant at first, but he met a couple of people, and all of a sudden you can just sense that he was much happier. And the photograph this morning, despite the fact he was obviously going through his battles a year ago, showed me quite a happy dad, really, standing there playing table tennis, which I know that he really would have enjoyed. Now obviously since March the centre has been closed, as have a lot of other places as a result of COVID, and there's nothing else which we could find which replaces it. So obviously with other activities, for example, that my children do, when things like drama or gymnastics, they're doing it by Zoom. There's absolutely no chance that my dad is going to be able to engage by staring at a screen of an iPad over Zoom. So whilst the dementia centre is still running their classes, he just won't be able to engage with it at all. So it's meant that he's had from some social activity, albeit still fairly minimal a year ago, to having pretty much nothing. And obviously with the new strain of coronavirus and the weather being as bad as it is, he's very sort of discouraged from going out at all. So it's made me quite sad this morning, because it's sort of, I know that he's lonely, I know that he's completely on his own, and it makes me sort of sad to see things like that. And I just pray for the times when he can start going back to his dementia club and start sort of interacting with people again. But no, loneliness is unfortunately one of the sort of common things that many people with dementia suffer. Obviously, unless they're in a care home, they find it very difficult to interact socially with people at different times, and sometimes they are engaged in a conversation, but they just find it slow to react, or maybe they lose the thread of a conversation, so they feel discouraged, and the people who they're speaking to don't get that normal kind of interaction that ordinarily they would have done before somebody has something like dementia. So yeah, I just thought I'll share how I'm feeling, because part of the vlogs is obviously to talk through some of the issues and raise awareness with Alzheimer's, and all in preparation obviously for to try to raise funding for the charity. So if you haven't done so already, can I please encourage you to donate to the charity? My Just Giving page is now, I'll stick it along the bottom of the screen. It's justgiving.com/fundraising/ easier said than run 123. All the funds are obviously going to be going to the charity, and it's all to help raise awareness and funding for Alzheimer's Research UK, as I'm continuing to train and battle through an injury in preparation for the 100-kilometre run in one day from London to Brighton. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye now.